Everybody, after our quick 5-minute break. In this session, we are going to chat about the basic outline for the module. So in other words, the do's and don'ts and some important things that you must be aware of. Please note that I'm recording the session so that students who are unable to attend can view the recording afterwards. I also just want to warn you that there will be times I'm going to be very strict in my presentation. But this is to underscore the importance of that which I'm talking to you about. You will find that I'm an incredibly approachable person. As a lecturer, provided I'm your lecturer. So let's proceed with the discussion for today. My name is Bernadine Benson, and I'm an associate professor in the Department of Police Practice. The image on the far left, that's me. And then the image on the right is that of my family, my husband, Marco. We've been married this year for 23 years. And then the tall gentleman with the long hair in front of me, that's my son, Bradley. He's 21. And the girl in front of him, that's my daughter, Michaela. She is 18. So this is my family. I'm showing you this picture so that you can be aware, number one, that I'm a female. So know that I'm a lady and address me as ma'am or prof, whatever the case might be. I'm not sir. And number two, to highlight the fact that I have a family. So please take note of my office hours. These are Mondays to Fridays from 8 until 6. Sorry, 8 until 4, 8 until 4. Please do not contact me after hours or over the weekend. This is not acceptable behavior. I did send out a quiz asking which times and days are the best for our classes, our live classes. So if we find that, for example, Thursday evenings from 6 to 8 is the best, then I will schedule time for that. So I am jealous about my private time, but I'm also willing to be accommodative if the majority of the students are only available after hours. So as you can see from my resume on the right, I was a police official for 19 years, and I joined UNISA in 2007. There's a list of my qualifications, as well as the modules that I am responsible for. FOR1502, FOR2608, that should be 2607, and FOR5907. I cannot and may not help you with any of the other modules. I've posted on the module site. I think I've sent out an announcement, the names and the email addresses of my colleagues, together with the module codes that they are responsible for. Please use that list and contact the relevant lecturer. You can download that document to have it at hand. I also have postgraduate students that I am supervising, 13 master students and 4 PhD students. So that's me in a nutshell. So let's pause a little bit about and think about the housekeeping. So what are we going to be talking about today? Same rules apply. Let's keep our mics off. Let's keep our videos off. Let's raise our hands if we want to ask, or ask in the chat box. So Diebold and Felicia, if there are things that you are uncertain about, please you feel free to post them in the chat box for me. So what's today's briefing about? Let's see if we can, want us to see if we can unpack the semester and how it will work. I'm not sure if either of you are first-time UNISA students or if you've got previous experience, but what I'm going to address today is going to address the assessments for FOR1502 for semester 2. We will talk a little bit about the assessment due dates, tutorial letters, the module site, how you should communicate with the university and with me, your lecturer. I'm going to highlight the Telegram group, which is a very nice app started by UNISA students, run by UNISA students, which I would ask you to join if you haven't yet joined. The link is in your tutorial letter. And then to also briefly expose you to the first year experience for first year students. One of my favorite animations is Kung Fu Panda. I love animations. I love the simplicity. I love the hidden meaning. And in this story, Master Oogway tells Panda the following. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. In your present, in today, ask yourself, who is responsible for your progress in this module, but also in life? Who's responsible to see to it that you study, you do your assessments, you attend classes, you go through the lessons? You are. You have chosen to be here. So show up every day, mentally and physically. You don't have to view the lessons. You don't even have to attend these classes. I am very, very sad that there are only 2. But you know what? Even if it was just 1, I would still give class with the same energy and the same vigor I would give if there were 400. Because 1 student for me is as important as 200, as 5,000. Having said that, I post lessons, I post additional resources. It's not compulsory to do those lessons. But if you don't, how will you learn? If you read the study guide and you read something and you think you understand it this way, but it's actually incorrect, how will you know that you are wrong? If you don't engage with the lessons or even with fellow students or even at classes like this, you're going to remain in your ignorance. And this is only going to come out when you do poorly in an assessment or in an exam. I'm your lecturer. I work at an academic department in the university. I do not work at registration. I don't work at finances. I don't work at the assessment department. I don't have access to their systems. I cannot help you with those types of inquiries. Don't waste your time by emailing me or calling me about these matters. If it's about module content and it's one of my modules, then you contact me in office hours. When you communicate with me or the university, please make sure you use your MyLife email address. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of emails I receive, and such emails are counterproductive because I can't immediately identify the module, and therefore I'm unsure how to respond. This wastes time as it's now back and forth, back and forth. So in this one, dear Professor, I'm doing a follow-up inquiry about assignment 1, why it's not showing on my UNISA. I don't know. I really don't know. But assignment 1 for which module? In the subject line, put your student name and number, your module code, and the basis of your inquiry, and then you draft your email. Here's another example where the student used a private email address and wrote the entire message in the subject line that has only 120 characters. Now, number 1, more often than not, this goes to quarantine, so I don't see it. Or if it does end up by me, I have to respond and say, please resend this from your MyLife. Tell me the module code. Tell me your student number. Here's a doozy. How am I supposed to react to this one? Morning, please assist me. I'm struggling to find JRoot on my UNISA to submit my assignment. What am I supposed to do here? Now, you would have hopefully gone to see what's going on your module site. Now, we are using the new Moodle platform. It's a wonderful platform. And while you're browsing on this platform, sometimes you think, let's say, for example, you logged on to FOR2607 or FOR2608 or FOR1501 for that matter. And you're browsing and you realize, yeah, but you want to ask me something about assignment 1. I get a message in this format that you see here. I can't identify which module you're writing about, and I cannot respond to this email because this is a do not reply to this email type of message. So from here, I have to physically go and log onto the Moodle site. Then I have to go look for the messages, and then I have to say, hello, student, please can you tell me which module you are referring to? Now, fortunately, this is OBM 1501, but I'm not the lecturer. Please refer to your lecturer. Oh, who's my lecturer? Please refer to the document I sent you. So back and forth, and it impacts on productivity. So here again, I have a problem with my submission. I can't submit. The system doesn't allow me. I don't know how to address the situation because I don't know the module the student is referring to. I have approximately 2,100 students across my 4 modules. Imagine if just 10% of the students from each module sent me incomplete emails like this. Be mindful, I'm supposed to respond within 72 hours. If a private email lands in quarantine, I don't get it. They end sometimes in the junk folder. I don't go check the junk folder daily. I don't have time to do this. So now you send me an email, a week later, you get no reply. You send me another email, you still don't reply. And the next thing I get an email from the dean that you complain that I don't respond. How am I supposed to respond if I don't know? So, and it's a policy, it's a rule. It's not my rule, it's university's rule. You have to use your MyLife email account when you communicate with me. Also, please give me your student number, give me the module code, and tell me what your inquiry is about. So here's an example of how you should or could do an inquiry. This is about assessment FOR1502, assessment 1. So, okay, there in the subject line, I have just the module code and the assignment number, because when I reply, I'm going to get your MyLife email. Good day, Prof. I'm student Kumalu with student number that. I'd like to know if assessment 1 for this module is an open book assessment. Kind regards, Zintle. That I can respond to. Then I'm going to say reply, and I'm going to respond. So for me, this message is clear, and then I will soon be able to respond immediately. Then I want you to be intentional about connecting with fellow students. Now, this is not just to share answers and that type of thing, but also to share ideas, to soundboard, to check each other's work. Now there's 2 ways that you could do this. Number 1 is the Telegram groups. Please make an effort to join the Telegram groups. It's for students primarily, and then the students engage. There are specific rules. Make sure you know what the rules are, and don't don't disobey the rules, otherwise you will be banned. And then there's a first year experience. The link is in your tutorial letter. So please access the tutorial letter and click on the link and form part of the first year experience. They take you through the UNISA experience and expose you to all sorts of things that you will need to make the UNISA experience meaningful. So let me pause quickly. Where do you access your study guide and your tutorial letter? Well, you navigate here to your module site. And it's FOR1502, 2022, semester 2. You navigate there. And then that's number 1. So make sure that you are here. Then number 2, you scroll down the left side of the page. You scroll down here. Yeah, you scroll down here. And then this will take you to the next space where you look for official study material. You look for that little icon there, and then you click on it. And it's going to open this. Here is your tutorial letter for referencing in the School of Criminal Justice. It's your study guide, and it's your tutorial letter 101. Sometimes a gremlin, or in the African context, a cyber tokolosh creeps in here, and these things disappear. So if you go onto your module site and you come here and you go to additional resources, if you scroll down here, you're going to find additional resources or prescribed study material. I've put that information there for you as well. So please visit, download while you are waiting for your hard copies to arrive. I've already spoken about this. And now I want to talk to you quickly about your 4 assessments. There are 4 assessments for this module. We're going to discuss the requirements of each, but note, assessment 1 is an online quiz. Assessment 2 is an online quiz, and assessment 3 is an online quiz. Assessment 4 for this module is a written assignment that you will have to submit online. Your exam is going to be an online quiz. It's going to be timed and it's going to be proctored. So you will, you're going to have like an artificial intelligence app that's going to check you in terms of your exam. And then your assessments, you will see assessment 1, 20% of that, assessment 2, 20%, assessment 3, 20%, and assessment 4, you will see that this makes 100%. So we're going, the system takes 20%, 20%, 20%, and 40% of the marks you get for this, and that becomes part of your year mark. So your final mark. Exam, the system takes 80% of what you got for the exam, and that becomes your final mark. So let's talk about assessment 1. Assessment 1 is an online quiz, and it's going to count 30 marks, and it will contribute 20% to your year mark. This content will come from study unit 0 and study units 1 to 6 of section 1, disciplinary transgressions. It's going to open up on August the 3rd at 4 o'clock the afternoon, and it will close on the 17th of August, 1 minute before midnight. Gives you 2 weeks to take this assessment. This is a compulsory assessment. If you do not do this assessment before this day, the university has no evidence that you are a registered student to submit to higher education to prove that we have X number of students. So I'm begging with you, pleading with you, make every effort to complete this assessment. You have 2 weeks to do this. Don't wait until the final hour. Load shedding is a reality in South Africa. And many times students wait until the last moment, and then the system crashes because everybody waits until the last moment. And then the system can Assignment 2, also an online quiz, counts 30 marks. It's going to come from section 2 of study guide. Study units. It will open on the 16th of August and 31st of August, 1 minute before midnight. Let me just reiterate assignment 1, assessment 1. You will have 2 opportunities to take the quiz. Sorry, you will have 2 opportunities to take the quiz, and the highest mark will count. Assessment 2, 2 opportunities to take the quiz, the highest mark will count. Don't wait until the evening of 31st of August, because in all likelihood, the system will crash, and I couldn't and I cannot open the MCQ for you. I cannot. Sorry, everybody. It seems that I'm sitting with connectivity issues. I don't know why, because we don't have load shedding at this time. Okay, so it's an online timed quiz. I'm giving you a timed quiz in a safe space so that it can prepare you for what's going to happen in the exam. You will have 80 minutes. That's an hour and 20 minutes, and it's going to be open book. out of your entire study guide. It will open on August the 16th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's going to close on 7 September, 1 minute before midnight. 2 opportunities, and the highest mark will count. Now, of the timed quizzes, you will only get your results with the answers. Am I getting my results? When am I getting my results? Please make sure that you do it well in time, and be aware that you will only get your marks once the due date has passed. Assessment 4 is your last assessment for this module. It's a written assessment. You will have questions that will be posted on the assessment shell, number 4, and it will open on 1 September and it will close on 21 September. 3 weeks. You get 1 attempt only, and it will count 100 marks. And everything you answer in that assessment should be based on the content of the case study. So if you are asked to say, in terms of, let's say, theft, who is the suspect, you must answer at the hand of the case study. And it will be 100 marks and count to 40% of your year mark. There are 4 assessments. You've noticed I didn't say that all 4 are compulsory. Number 1 is compulsory. To number 1, gain access to the exam, and number 2, to show that you are an active student. You can leave the others. You don't have to do them. But now you must ask yourself, if you only do assessment 1 and only 20% of assessment 1's results count towards the year mark, and of that year mark, total year mark, only 20% counts towards the final mark, will you, number 1, pass? And will you, number 2, understand the content of the module? Your exam will be an online quiz that will be timed and proctored. As I said, there will be an artificial intelligence app that's going to check what you are doing, so that you are not being helped by somebody. It's actually you doing the exam, and you are not, it's closed book, and you are not using your study guide. So let me end today's briefing session with this quote from Pinterest: the difference between university and life. At university, you are taught a lesson and then given a test. In life, you are given a test that teaches a lesson. So we don't always get the lesson before the test. Sometimes the test comes before the lesson. Let's try and be prepared for both. Any questions about the briefing session that we have discussed today? I'm going to be posting the links to both of these recordings on the module site. So please share with the colleagues that were the students that weren't here. It is not my responsibility to post this on the Telegram groups. If any of you want to do that, you are more than welcome. I just feel that as a student who is studying the investigation side of things, one should not be lazy to access information or data. One should be willing to go online, because the university has the module site, which is 0 data rated. In other words, you go onto the module site, and whatever you do with that, reverse billing works, and your service provider will bill the university for your data usage. And one should always empower oneself by going to the module site and looking, where is the tutorial letter, finding the study guide, downloading it. You will notice on Telegram that some students are cognitive misers. They're lazy to think. Everything must be given to them on a silver platter. I don't do that, because then I'm going to keep you lazy. My job is to ensure that I can challenge you enough to be able to make a difference, not only in your work environment, but in the broader society. You must become a more effective, more well-rounded, more grounded, more holistic member of society, so that when you go into society, you don't ask society, okay, what can you do for me? You ask society, what can I do for you? Empower yourself. Don't be lazy, because effective investigators aren't lazy. They don't sit on their butts and say, where's this, where's that, where's the next thing? They go out, they knock on doors, they ask people, they ask questions. And then that is jotted down meticulously in their notebooks. I see we have reached the end of our session. It has been my incredible pleasure to spend an hour and a half with the two of you. I don't see any questions. Dewald says everything was clear. Felicia, I don't see any questions from your side. So from my side, I'm going to bid you all both a goodbye and have a wonderful day. And then I think on Tuesday again, it's our next session in which we will be doing study unit 2 and 3. I will be monitoring the feedback from the quiz to ask about the most conducive date and time, and then do future lessons based on that. So I see Felicia is typing, so I'm just going to wait for her to finish typing before I formally end the lesson. Okay, awesome. Felicia says no questions. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Okay, folks, have a great day. And then we see each other online next session.